Welcome to more MCR adventures. Last week we had a look at my first move-in video. Today we're gonna look at what happened earlier that day, and we're then gonna see the hot water situation. So first, on the day of the start of the tenancy, I still didn't know where or when to meet with MCR. So I decided to call them until I knew. So according to my phone records, I called 10 times. According to my bill, only 5 times. That's because MCR does not answer the phone, or around half of the time. The phone just rings, it stops ringing, and it's less than, it's 0 seconds, so it's not recorded. And there's also a call that lasted 10 minutes. And that is because the MCR put me on hold and then left me there. And so, I just hung up and called right back. But at the end of the day, I got an answer, and it was to meet at 5. To meet at 5 at the property. I arrived at around 4:30, and while waiting, I decided to check my emails, and I saw that mail. Asking me to go there, fetch the keys, and that's it. They didn't call, just sent a sneaky email. And so I did my good dog and went to fetch the keys. And an hour later, I was recording what we saw in the previous YouTube video. The reason MCR gave me for this is that they didn't have anyone on that day, or apparently at the end of the day they saw that they didn't have anyone. I asked why we couldn't do this move-in on the next day, for example, when they had someone. I never got an answer. I also asked why the sneaky email, and never got an answer either. We just saw MCR doesn't answer their phone. It's quite dishonest and sneaky. But let's now move forward and go to the hot water situation. Roughly a month after my first move-in, I received an email informing me that the flat was now ready, that I can get the keys and move in. They also say they were thinking about compensation, so I suppose that means they admit they did a mistake. Anyway, I go buy an inflatable bed, and I get to know some of the quirks of this flat. And I also try hot water, but there's no hot water. So I try to switch all the switches that I find. Try all of those switches, but nothing works. And so I go in town to buy a multimeter and a screwdriver to try to figure out which of the switches switches the hot water balloon, the hot water heater. But none of the switch do anything. So I decide so first calling MCR, but they don't answer the phone. It's a Saturday, so it's understandable. But I still want to have hot water. So I call an electrician, and I dumbly think that MCR would repay the electrician bill if I show it to them. They didn't. Anyway, the electrician comes. I didn't want to bother him much, but I still managed to take this picture. We can see the wires are not in a good state. And so there were 2 issues. The first one is one of the wire was, I suppose, broken and just came out of the box you see on the picture. It just came out, and so he had to cut the plastic around it and put it back. And also the thing itself is a sort of timer, and it was never set up. There's now hot water in the flat! Yay! But as it's the first time the flat saw hot water, there were additional issues, and I did this animation. We can see that basically the hot and cold water were swapped in the bathroom, and so was flushing hot water out of the toilet bowl. The taps were reversed, and for the shower, I still couldn't take a shower because the mechanism inside the shower didn't work well with the hot and cold water being switched. So that happened on a Saturday. I sent them a mail also Saturday, Sunday. On Monday, I received a call from MCR telling me, or I explained to them everything that happened. And that was it until Thursday. I believe it was Thursday. They called me again telling me they would send someone to have a look, and to have a look next week, the next Monday. So I wait until the next Monday, go to work, come back from work, still don't have hot water or anything. Suppose someone came to have a look. But no, because on Tuesday I received an email telling me that no, they didn't have the keys. And also I should be the one handling the fact that the contractor goes on holiday, and it's me to handle that. It's not their fault, it's me. I don't know, it's strange. But luckily I was able to work from home the next day. So that went well, I was there. And now I have 2 additional holes in my bathroom. Yay. So I couldn't shower for more than a week, because it took more than a week to fix. According to MCR, it's not their fault, because they have a ECS, a certificate that electricity was working fine when it wasn't. So it's either dubious the way that they get those certificates, because they shouldn't, if that actually means hot water was working. Otherwise it's just BS.